Hey, what's up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Karrington. Thank you for joining me today. So for today's video, I wanted to discuss my thoughts on the hit Netflix show Bridgerton. I really liked the idea that they were going with this, the idea that they had to cast a diverse set of actors for this show. However, I do have quite a bit of thoughts on this show after seeing it. The show Bridgerton is based off of Julia Quinn's novels that are set in the Regency era in London. The show mainly centers around the Bridgerton family, which consists of one mother and her 8 children, and unfortunately we learn that their father passed away. Her husband passed away, so it is just them as a family now. During the season, we see that many of the ladies are being presented at court in front of Queen Charlotte, which means that many of them are being presented to society. They are entering into society, and it signifies that they are ready for marriage. Much of this series focuses on Daphne Bridgerton, as well as her love interest, Simon the Duke. Great pick on that one. Great pick. Also, we see other characters such as the Featheringtons, their cousin Marina Thompson, Lady Danbury, and so many more. As much as I would love to get into each and every single character, today in this video, I just want to discuss some of the issues that I had with Bridgerton. While I felt like it was a great idea to include a diverse cast, as I understood, they were supposed to be kind of going for Brandy's Cinderella, right? That cast, extremely diverse. You had a Black Cinderella, an Asian prince. His mother was Black, his father was white. In terms of that casting, phenomenal. I love that version of Cinderella. But when it comes to this show, there were definitely some issues. First, we have Marina Thompson. Marina is a distant cousin of the Featheringtons, and she is sent there by her father so that she can learn how to become more of like a lady and enter into society, just as all the other ladies in this show have been doing. Beautiful actress, nothing against who was casted. What I have an issue with is the role that she was cast in. We see that Marina is pregnant. We find out that she is pregnant before marriage, which back then was a big no-no. To have a Black person put in that role, already a stereotype. It just portrays us in a negative light, and we see the trauma that Marina has to go through being a single mother of the sort, because her lover is off fighting in a war and she believes that he no longer wants her, that he's disowning her and their child. To see Marina have to struggle just to fit into society, to ultimately end up manipulating a man into a marriage, trying to get this man to marry her just so that she can have a father for her child. It wasn't a good look for Black women. Here we just go fulfilling the stereotype that Black women, a lot of us seem to get pregnant young, and when it comes to getting pregnant, the father is absent. I really didn't like seeing her in that role. I just felt like it was another stereotype, another negative stereotype for Black women. And at the end of the show, we don't get to see Marina get her happy ending. You know, we see Daphne gets her happy ending. We see Daphne falls in love, she gets married, she gets her happy ending. Marina, she is forced to basically marry George, her lover's older brother, because George passed away in war. So now the father of her child is dead, and now she has to marry a man that she does not love, someone that she has no interest in, because her lover's gone. I just didn't like that. I did not like that. Next up, we have Lady Danbury. She was, I guess, a close friend of Simon's mother, whose name we never learned, so the former Duchess. She actually took Simon in to raise him after Simon's father disowned him. We will get to that. The issue that I have with Lady Danbury is we don't learn anything about her. I couldn't tell you who she is. I just know that she looked over Simon. I don't know how she got to be Lady Danbury. I don't know how she got her status that she's in. You know, she seems like she's in a nice position in life. She dresses very nice. She's always at all the balls. It seems like she has some money, but we don't learn anything about her. And I feel like they have her kind of portraying the mammy stereotype. You know, she takes in Simon, she's taking care of him, but kind of a side character, right? Because we don't know anything about her. We haven't learned anything about her. I want to know her backstory. How did she come to this position that she is at in life currently? And I just wasn't happy with the fact that you have this beautiful dark-skinned actress playing this role, but she's put in a mammy role. I just wasn't happy that we didn't get to learn more about her character, and I'm hoping that in the future seasons, maybe we will learn more about Lady Danbury. Next, we'll move on to Simon, of course, the oh so lovely and attractive, sexy Duke. Every woman that watches this show is talking about him. Okay, he's wow. Simon, clear as day, playing another stereotype for Black men, right? He has some daddy issues. His father disowned him as a child because his father thought that he was an imbecile just because Simon could not speak at the age that, you know, where most of us are expected to speak. Simon had a stutter and he really wasn't able to speak. He didn't feel comfortable speaking. So after his only son was born, the Duke was very upset and disowned him, and he was disgusted. Which, another thing, like them showing the Duke, a dark-skinned Black man who's just like, he like hates his son and like his son is dead to him, as he said. It's like, wow, why are we casting the Black people in these roles? What the heck, you know? An aggressive, angry Black man, that's what I saw, another stereotype. Simon also makes it clear that he doesn't care for responsibility when it comes to continuing his line, you know, getting married, having children, continuing his Hastings name. He doesn't care to do that because he wants to have this type of revenge over his father. He neglects his responsibilities, and as we see, he wasn't even taking care of things in certain towns that he had to do as a Duke. Just going to show that Black men don't take responsibility. It's just more negative stereotypes. I didn't like it. We also see that Simon is into fighting, and we see that he likes to fight with one of his very close friends, who is another Black male. I cannot remember his friend's name, but seeing that Simon is into fighting, it shows his aggression, it shows his anger that he holds on to. Just another negative aspect that is put in this role for a Black character. As we see, going into his friend that fights, his friend, he has to fight to make a living. And as we see, he is fighting in a ring versus sometimes another Black or white person, but they're doing it for mainly a white audience. You see, when you see these scenes, you mainly see white people in the stands that are looking at the Black man fighting. And, you know, he's trying to fight to provide for his family, which I can't knock that. But to see that he is poor and the only way he can provide for his family is to have this aggressive, this violent manner in order to make a living, I just find it like, again, you're putting Black people in typical roles. The last main character that I want to go over really quickly is Queen Charlotte. First of all, I thought her character was funny. You know, she's very much into gossip. She can be kind of bitchy, but you know, she knows what she wants it now type of thing. But we see that even in her marriage to King George, she is not happy. King George is ill, and we see that he is losing a lot of his memory, and he takes his aggression and his anger from losing his child Amelia. He takes that out on Queen Charlotte, and you can see that they're no longer in a happy marriage. We see like the issues and the challenges that she's dealing with behind closed doors with her husband, who can't seem to remember the happy moments that they have shared together. And basically with each of these characters, these Black characters, we are seeing serious trauma that they have to go through. Yes, it is not through the color of their skin. However, they are all experiencing some real trauma, which I don't really see that with Daphne. I'm very disappointed that we don't see any young, dark-skinned, full Black women in any role, any significant role. Like, yes, we see them playing in the background actors, but one of them, you should have had a dark-skinned Black woman in a main role. Why is it that a dark-skinned woman was casted? However, she, again, as I mentioned, she's Lady Danbury. She's playing a mammy stereotype, basically. I find it disappointing that there were no young, single, dark-skinned Black women in this. I feel like that representation is needed. And also, I was expecting an even more diverse cast. I thought when I was explained that this was happening that there was going to be 100% diversity on this show. I didn't see any Asians, I didn't see any Hispanics, and I didn't see any like Indians. They might have been in the background, but I did not see them in any main roles. And I felt like if you were really trying to do something, I don't know if they were trying to be exactly like the Brandy Cinderella, but that you saw representation just across every board, I felt like. And in this series, you don't get that. I found it weird how no one was commenting on skin color, race, nothing. Everybody just lived in this world as if color was not seen, right? The white people, we're living like color was not a thing. And I found it interesting how in one of the later episodes in a scene, Lady Danbury briefly mentions that Blacks and whites were basically able to exist in this kind of united world because their king married a Black queen. That is how they're all able to live in this society together. That is why there is no racial differences. And I just find it interesting that if that is the storyline that you're going to go with, you can't tell me that there would be some characters in here that are having some feelings of racism stem. I find that very strange. I feel like race would come up at least in some type of scene. So to see that nobody mentions it and everybody doesn't see color in this series, to me was just a little off-putting. It's nice to see a series where there is a diverse cast, but at the same time, while I understand that this is fiction, for me it's kind of hard for it to be believable. Whereas Brandy's Cinderella, I guess because that was 100% fantasy, I feel like that's why I really enjoyed watching this. Whereas this, they kind of tried to make it seem like, oh, this explains why both races are able to come together. And okay, but make it make sense though, type of thing, I guess. Those are just about most of my thoughts in terms of these characters and the issues that I saw with the show Bridgerton. However, like I said earlier, I still did really enjoy the show, and I'm looking forward to what they will have for the future seasons. Maybe Shonda, you guys can do a little bit better and address some of the issues that many of us as audience members have brought up. We would love to see some more representation, and like I said earlier, I would love to see it across all boards. Like, let's see some Asian people, some Hispanic people. If you can put them in a more serious role, in a bigger role, that would be amazing, I think. And I think that would just be perfect. But overall, I really did like the show, and I'm glad I got to watch it. Let me know what you guys thought of this show in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and follow me on Spotify. I do make music, so trying to get my followers up on there. I want to thank you guys for joining me, and I will catch you in the next video.